Yeah, hi there. These comments are for, just use your first letter of your name, S, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And you say, I hope my email finds you well. I enrolled in your service last March. I took my test in April. I got 99 out of 120, which is a good improvement compared to the one before that was 92. I would say this, compared to the one before, which was 92. You see, unfortunately, I got 24 in the speaking section, and I need 26 or more. I'd probably use this word here, but it's going to work better. So therefore, I return to your service. I really need your help in the integrated part in the speaking section. If you have any strategies to get high scores on it, I made a subscription early today and paid the fees for your service, but I cannot log in with your previous username and password, and I did not receive any email from you. Should I wait for a new one, or what should I do? I sent you a username and an email earlier today, so you simply need to check your email. Okay, now what we want to do is I want to give you some ideas on how the strategies for the integrated speaking. Okay, so let's make a table. See if I can illustrate my point here. Okay, so I'm going to make a table here. So let's suppose that you're doing integrated speaking number 3 and number 4. So we know there's a reading passage, right? And then we know that there is a listening passage here. So your first point is to state the topic of the two sources. And then your next idea is to state maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 support points for the reading passage, and if appropriate, you might have 3 points for the listening passage. Okay, so let's take a look. What if you have a reading passage which is about a policy about bicycle parking on campus. And then you have 2 students discuss the new policy, right? So the main thing is, the first thing that you want to do here is you want to make sure that you understand the topic of the reading and the listening passage. So when you begin your response, you might say something like this. And you might say, in the listening passage, you see something like that. That's what you want to do first. It's very simple. So you say the reading passage discusses a new policy about bicycle parking on campus, and in the listening passage, the 2 students discuss the new policy. Now let's say maybe here, let's say that Speaker A agrees with this policy, and then Speaker B disagrees. And then this just discusses the main points of the policy. So now what I'm doing is I'm giving you kind of what's called your organization. Some call it a template. I hate calling them templates. Okay, so then you might use transition words like this. Sorry. So first of all, according to the reading passage, and that's it. So that what I would recommend first when you're organizing speaking, integrated speaking tasks 3 and 4 is consider using some kind of transition word to introduce the information in the reading. So you'll say, according to the reading passage, the new bicycle policy states that. And what do you put down? You put down what the main points are in the reading passage here according to the reading passage. So your job is to make sure that you have good notes, complete and accurate notes. Once you've done that, then you might say, second of all, in the listening passage, 2 students discuss the policy then you might say, then here, I'd recommend something like this. The woman disagrees with the policy. And then, of course, you give reasons why. And to me, that's it. If you want to have a conclusion, you can. I don't think it's necessary, but if you did, then you can just sum up and say the campus newspaper. So that's kind of what I would recommend here. Is I'd recommend first of all, if I give you a good tip here, the first tip is when you're taking the TOEFL exam, you have a sheet of paper, draw a line down the middle, and then as you read the reading passage, you want to make sure that you state what the main point is first, and then state what some of the main examples or supporting points are for that idea. Then once the lecture begins, your first challenge is to state the main point in the lecture. Typically, if it's integrated speaking task 3, you will have 2 students. 2 students will be talking about something. It might be something they read in the newspaper. It might be something that they heard in school from someone. But they will be discussing something. In many cases, the first speaker probably agrees or disagrees with it. Then the other speaker will hold a different opinion. So if you can have this, if you have this in your notes here, and you have your most important points here, then it will be very easy for you to speak about it. First of all, by including an introduction. And then you introduce the main points in the reading passage. Then you talk about the listening passage. In this case, you discuss what the 2 students' opinions are. You have a short conclusion, and that's it. If you can follow this organization, you will be able to score high.